Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Leo, as you may or may not know, and welcome to Melon. Today we're doing something different. Well, not really, because if you have been following me since the really beginning, I used to do confession, but I don't know why, but I just kind of stopped. But yeah, here we are again. So today I will be ranking Reddit confession. Before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so don't miss any of my next videos, because I have heard everything you want in this channel. Seriously, everything. No, I'm still sad. It didn't work. Ew. The first confession that we will be reading is I was touched multiple times by multiple different males, family members. What the hell? Okay, this is my first ever post and I just feel like I need to get this out of my chest. I will not be mentioning how old I am or any personal details about me, as I know my family members use Reddit a lot to read empeh.a or the confessions. I was first touched at the age of 4 by my dad. It made me a very sexual child. I'd fantasize about being an adult with a curvy body and I masturbate quite a bit. Back then I didn't understand what I was doing wrong, because yes, I would get caught. I would get in so much trouble for some reason I couldn't help myself. I would wait until I was alone or when everyone was asleep. Well, I vividly remember one night I was trying to sleep and I couldn't, so I decided to touch myself. And as I saw my dad walk down the hallway, so I tried to pretend I was asleep so he wouldn't yell at me to go to sleep. Well, he ended up coming into my room and rubbing my body and back butt while I asked him what he was doing. Bear in mind, I was like 3 or 3 or... I just realized that he or she was touching themselves at the age of 3 or 5.
V, I did not see her on the sheet. If 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And 5 plus 5 is 10, okay. What the fuck is this? I didn't see her.
This is actually crazy. He told me to shut up and then ask what I was doing and why was I still awake. I told him I don't know. And that's when he rubbed in between my legs. I squirmed and then he left. I went to sleep maybe an hour later just to wake up again in a different bed with my pants down later in the night. He would leave and then come back to touch me. I remember crying almost every night knowing he was touching me there, and I was too scared to tell anyone because he was also very mean to me. He would yell at me constantly. He would hit me, he would bully me at the time, and then at night would touch me while I was asleep while my mother slept in the room next door. One day my mother said that we were moving and me and my sibling were all excited. I thought finally maybe I can get away from him and be okay, but when we moved it happened more. And 2 other family members on his side touched me as well. My other cousin made me lay on top of him while he grinded against my private part, while my younger cousin slept right next to him, and my uncle put his hand down my pants and touched me while sitting right next to my auntie. At this point I knew it wasn't right, but it wasn't until 6 in grade 7, 6, 7, where I learned what AC was. That's when I knew it was wrong. What they were doing was molesting me from a young age, yet still I was afraid to say anything, so I kept quiet. I would smile and be happy while silently crying on his side. This continued for years, my dad touching me more often. My cousin, my uncle only did it once from what I remember, but my dad continued to touch me for years after. It didn't stop till I was 14 or 15. I was in my room trying to sleep, and that's when he came and tried to bribe me with my phone. I knew what he wanted, but I tried to play it off, saying back what it is, a job like cleaning. He wouldn't tell me what if was and just kept saying that it would be quick and only take 5 minutes, and that he then tried to get on my bed and touch me, but I jumped off and said, no, I know what you want and I don't want to stop. And I walked into the lounge. All the lights were still on, and my sister was watching TV on the couch. I pretended that everything was fine and sat next to her. He got very mad with me too. The look in his eyes were as if I had stabbed him, almost like, oh, how dare you. And he took it out on me the next day, making me do lots of chores and yelling at me. My mother yelled at me a lot that day too. Very sorry, this is long. This is so many more incidents that I could definitely talk about, but I feel like this is too so long already. I'm very sorry again, and I understand if no one feels that. I just really needed to get it off my chest. It was posted 20 hours ago. It was a really long one, but when I saw the title, I really wanted to. I saw that it was long, but I wanted to take that one because I know that kind of situation happened to a lot of people in the world. I just cannot imagine how it felt to be sexually erased by a family member, because this is crazy how much you have a connection with those people. You create a bond with those people, and it's really hard to like break that bond. Even if that bond is like really weird, it's really difficult because these are people you grew up with, and you're always going to be with them at some point. So I cannot really talk about this topic because I never experienced it. But the only thing that I can say is that I am really sorry that happened to you. You should really talk about it with someone that you trust. I guess I would guess you like 16 or 17 right now, or maybe still a young person. You have to talk about maybe a friend of yours to get it out of your chest. I know not right now that you share it on the internet. Maybe you may feel a little bit better. The only thing that I can say is that I'm hoping that you finally get the chance to get out of this environment, and that everything will be better after you graduate, because I guess you're still a teenager. I'm going to rank it in you are a victim, let me hold you. Well, I didn't give you guys the tier list, so today we have well, you can obviously not really see, but we have on top jail, obviously. Then we have you are so weird, because from the title that I've read, a lot of people are weird out here. Then we have oh. Then we have you are a victim, let me hold you. I put the first confession obviously on this one. And then we have me core, because this is definitely something that I would do. Next confession is I once faked having a twin brother for 3 months just to ghost a girl I didn't know how to break up with. I, 29 male, honestly don't know why I'm thinking about this today, but it's been eating at me for years. When I was about 23, I dated this girl I met at a party. She was super into me, way faster than I expected. After 2 weeks, she was already talking about moving in, naming our future kids, getting matching tattoos, full speed ahead. I didn't have the gut to just tell her it was too much. Instead of ending it like a normal person, I made the worst decision of my life. I pretended to die. Kinda. I created a fake Facebook profile pretending to be my twin brother, let's call him Jake, and messaged her saying that I had tragically passed away in a freak hiking accident. I literally googled I literally googled a photo of a random mountain and posted it like it was a memorial. She was devastated. I felt kind of bad, but also a little relief. I thought that would be the end of it. Nope, she reached out to Jay constantly. At first it was condolence, then it was weird things like, I think you're the only one who understands my pain, and can we meet to mourn him together? It got so bad that I had to fake moving across the country for a fresh start just to shut it down. I kept up the lie for 3 months before finally just deleting everything and disappearing. To this day, she probably still thinks I'm dead. Sometimes I wonder if karma is going to destroy me for it. Honestly, I deserve it. I would like to say that you are in the wrong, but you know, when I heard the part that that girl wanted to get with your so-called twin brother, it's crazy. She was dead ass into you. So you were not in the wrong for cutting that girl off. Maybe let's try another way next time. But she was honestly really into you because she was ready to take your twin brother, maybe just because he looked like you. Yeah. We will be putting this confession in. Oh, because. Oh.
Ew.
The third confession is I am a pervert and I try to hide it from everyone who knows me. I'm really young, I admit it. Since I entered pre-adolescence, those subtle tastes or strange signal from childhood became a dark part of my personality. It was obvious from the moment I thought nobody should know this about me, and realistically erased those twisted thoughts from my mind. I have always felt a great fascination with master-pet relationships, cannibalism.
What the hell?
Why do we like eating people? Is food not enough? Some topics related to the featherism community, vampirism, a small obsession with control in ways as twisted as you can imagine. You are crazy. You are crazy. In my mind, it is really attractive to maintain control and a certain sense of ownership over someone to the point of perhaps depriving that person of their physical freedom. You know what I mean, and it's not. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. And keeping them by my side as if they were an animal with no voice or vote in my decision. You know what? You know what? I'ma end it right here. It's way too long, and yeah.
Ew.
Okay, so let's move on to the fourth confession. I just walked in on my mom and her man watching porn.
Disgusting shit.
I just walked in on my mom and her man watching porn in the living room. Okay, so in the living room, didn't they have a room to do that? On the big TV, fully clothed, I asked, what the fuck, y'all watching porn openly? And he said, yeah, you know it. Then I said, okay, sure, I watch porn too. I don't, but I wanted to sound nonchalant. Then I proceeded to ask him a question about what I needed. And as I leave, my mom asked me what porn I recommend, and I say gay porn. Then she says no, then I don't want to. Weirdest shit of my life. What the actual freaking... I'ma put that in. You are so weird because you are so weird and your parents are so weird. Next confession.
Ew.
I shit and threw up all over myself at college in the public restroom naked. If that happened to me, I would actually erase myself from this universe because I would never come back to college. Way because no one must ever know. I was in a college suffering from food poisoning in my freshman year. After tossing and turning for hours, struggling with cold sweats and stomach cramps, I finally fell asleep. Suddenly at about 4 a.m., I woke up with the instant need to go. That night, my boyfriend was over, so I decided to just sleep in my underwear. Since my roommate was not in the room that night, I was against the wall. I was against the wall on those godforsaken twin beds and threw myself over him. Before I could find where I had thrown my shirt, it was already too late. I could feel it coming out. There was nothing stopping it. I decided to make a beeline to the bathroom. Fortunately, I was right next to the public shared restroom. I ran into the big handicapped stall to give me as much room as possible. I sat on the toilet and before I could react, I threw up all over my already soiled underwear. The floor in my cell by the time it subsided. I started panicking. I was now in the public restroom, covered in vomit and diarrhea, completely naked. After listening for anyone in the hallway, I made a mad dash over to the showers. I cleaned myself off as fast as humanly possible, listened for anyone again, peeked out into the hallway and upon saying the cost was clear sprinted to my dorm room. I practically slammed the door shut and flicked on the lights. My boyfriend then sprung to life just to see his drowned rat of a partner shaking like a leaf, sobbing. He asked what happened and I broke down. He helped me dry off and made sure I was okay before he let me leave. Fully dressed this time to go clean up the floor. I'm not a monster. While cleaning, I burned my underwear at the bottom of the industrial trash can and cleaned up the rest of the mess. After being utterly traumatized, we decided to have me sleep on the edge fully clothed just in case. You know what? This kind of situation we will never get this kind of information out of me. Even if I had a gun in my head, I would never say that. And you just share it to the whole internet. I just hope no one from your school say that. I'm gonna be putting that in. Oh, because I don't have anything to say. Well, it can happen to everyone. Because myself, I have like stomachache frequently, so I can't really judge. But that's a crazy experience in life.
Ew.
Okay, so the next confession is the urge to sleep with other women is consuming my mind. 13. Married and love my wife, dealing with a serious problem of craving other women. I don't watch porn, doesn't turn me on, and I don't usually feel like I want to watch people doing it. I'm attractive. Women tend to flirt with me sometimes. We believe you. I'm conservative, religious. Religious terms made me believe my whole life as a distant man, sex after marriage. The idea of just doing it with one woman only for the rest of your life and just the one you married is crazy. I can't stop thinking about doing it with other women. It's consuming my mind and energy. Damn. A grown ass man. I'll get a lot of hate in the comment, but is it what it is? Advice? I don't have an advice. You should get therapy. Put this confession in. You are so weird because what the actual freaking hell?
Ew.
Okay, father of my children, leading a double life for over a year. To say I'm in shock would be an understatement. I, 39 female, have 2 kids, 3 males. No. With my future ex, 38 male. Together for 10 years now. I found out 2 days ago that he has been cheating and leading a double life, pretending he was single. The other woman contacted me and spilled the whole effing tea. I wasn't ready, still not. He was telling her he was single, that we were living together while I found a new place to live, which is false, that I wasn't working and did not want to. Also false, I was going through PVD for our second child, struggling with 2 kids, under 2 at the time, with little help since I'm on maternity leave for a reason. After that, going back to work and being assaulted by a special needs teenage student, resulting in a concussion again, little to no help. Even telling me I didn't not need the paid leave from work since I was faking symptoms. According to him, I had it pretty bad with migraines, photophobia, and xenophobia. They had been sexually active for over a year without protection. I'm just at the lows. Might update when it stops spinning a little. Wow. So about politics. Yeah. This is crazy because the fact that he cheated, even though you are clearly doing a lot of things in house, and I'm not saying that he should cheat if you don't do anything in the house. Cheating is not good in any situation. It's just that you are doing so much. You are caring about the children, about it, and struggling with your own problems. And he's cheating on you. I'm gonna put that in jail. He deserves jail. Not you, of course. You deserve a therapy and a divorce. Ew. The next confession is my dad forces my 8-year-old sister to wear the hijab. My family isn't extremely religious, but we try to be. My dad is really strict about the hijab. He forces my 8-year-old sister to wear it, and he's been doing that since she was 6. I've been forced to wear it since I was 5. It's really strange because he's never forced us to pray, which comes before anything else in Islam, the top priority. But hijab is a huge deal for him. My whole life he's been controlling, and I constantly feel uncomfortable and sometimes even sexualized in his presence. I don't feel safe at home at all. Eventually, the minute I turned 18, I moved out under the excuse of university, which caused a huge fight too because he was not okay with this. Obviously, the hijab wasn't the only reason, but definitely one of the reasons I wanted to escape. I feel like he's been this way my whole life. He's also just a toxic person in general, and by no means religious either. He doesn't pray either. My whole life I was never even able to wear so much as a normal t-shirt with sweats. I always felt so out of place and uncomfortable and insecure, and I know my sister feels the same, especially since we live in the West. I absolutely hated going outside. When I moved out, I was able to dress how I like, and I found myself actually excited about going out and feeling like myself. I know a lot of Muslim critics will have a problem with this, but you don't know how it is to be forced for years to do something you never wanted to do. My sister doesn't want to wear it. She tells me about it when I visit. My dad forces her and doesn't allow her to go out without one. As I'm older now, I found his behavior very creepy and disturbing. This isn't what I would call Islam. In Islam, children are by no means obligated to wear a hijab. I feel like my dad sexualized my little sister sometimes, and I genuinely don't know what to do. I feel as though this will drift her away from religion as it did to me. I hated Islam while I lived with them. However, I learned to embrace it when I started living myself. Islam is not a controlling, and I feel as though my parents could definitely have been through this in a much more appropriate manner. I choose this one because this is the kind of situation that I saw a lot, especially because I'm close to a lot of hijabi, not hijabi, yes hijabi, and they were forced to wear the hijab. I know some of my uncles, auntie believe in the fact that you have to wear the hijab sooner as possible. This is really complicated because the hijab is something beautiful, and a really huge step for women in Islam. And forcing onto a child, forcing onto a woman, a little girl, it's going to affect her vision of the religion, but also the vision of the hijab. She said she hated Islam, but now that she is living by herself, she learned that Islam is a religion, a beautiful religion, and that she have much freedom that she doesn't have when she was with her father. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm not making any sense. I'm going to put that in "You Are a Victim, Let Me Hold You," because that's such a hard topic, because I feel like this is something that happens a lot, especially in Muslims country. I push people away because I'm terrified of getting hurt. I always push people away because I'm terrified of being hurt. Even though deep down, all I really want is someone to care. I spent so many years alone, and now I'm afraid I've pushed everyone away for good. I don't know how to stop being so scared, and I feel like I've missed out on everything because of it. This is real. I feel this one. But maybe in my case is I push people away because I'm terrified of hurting people. Because I feel like my personality or the way I am, I maybe have a lot of friends, but sometimes I'm asking myself, am I bothering them with my energy or my personality? Did they really want to hang out with me? And this is something that just gets into my head so much. And I will most likely be pushing away or being rude with people just to distancing myself from them, to protect them, even though it's not really protecting them, it's just protecting myself from getting hurt at the end of the day. Because if it's hurting people, it's hurt. If it's hurting the people that I love, it's also hurting me. And I totally understand what you mean. So I will be putting this confession in me core. I want to put "You Are a Victim, Let Me Hold You," but it's me core because it's to tell you how I feel sometimes. A lot of times.
Ew.
The last confession of the day, I'm trusting ChatGPT more than trusting actual human beings. This could be funny, but also real at the same times, because it's really hard to trust people nowadays. I will maybe cover this topic on a much longer and much interesting video. The title says it all. I feel like ChatGPT gets me more than my therapist, family, and friends. And I know that's pathetic. Trust me, I'm so lucky to have such a great support system, but I'm currently trying to get over a messy situationship that lasted about a year and a half. And I'm struggling. My friends are just telling me to get over him, and my therapist is pretty much saying the same thing. And I definitely not talking to my family about my sex life. Lol, and trust me, I'm trying to get over him, but as we all know, it's much easier said than done. But ChatGPT, I feel like gets it, even though I know it's a computer. Though I know that it's not real, it definitely feels real, and that's kind of scaring me. Yet, I also find myself going to ChatGPT now more and more often rather than just talking to my friend and support system. I want to yen myself off my dependence on it, but I also feel like it's actually helped me process my fear rather than trying to get me to change them. What a world we live in. I totally understand. I will not say that I talk to ChatGPT every day. ChatGPT is obviously a really good tool to work and to do a lot of things. This is especially one of my most used website of the year. But I totally understand what you feel, because sometimes people just don't understand you. You want people to understand the way you're feeling, but they just don't get it. And you want people to understand the way you're feeling, the way you're feeling it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people are like, oh no, it's not a big deal, or maybe they're just taking it with a pinch of salt, and you just don't. Sometimes you just want people to be on the same page as you, to understand exactly what you're feeling. And ChatGPT is never the kind of guy to go, oh no, oh you're wrong. No, it will most likely just tell you that you are in the right. Maybe so I totally understand that you talk with him, but maybe not too much, because it can also become a problem with you being able to open up with people that you're close with. Because I know sometimes it's hard to open up, or it's hard to find the right people to share your feelings with, but you have to, because at the end of the day, ChatGPT is a computer, and real people are the only person that they are going to be there till the end, if you know what I'm trying to say. So I will be ranking this empeh.a disc coefficient in "You Are a Victim, Let Me Hold You." So this is the final ranking. You can obviously not see it. I will be putting a picture of the ranking right here. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video. It was fun. Maybe I would do a part 2, I don't know. But I hope you understand me, because my English I'm struggling with English, even though I want to study in an English-speaking country. So I hope you understand everything that I said, and you understand everything that I wanted to say. And tell me if I did any mistakes. I obviously do a lot of mistakes, but don't hold me too accountable for that. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next video.